All right. So I looked at your customer, Jessica, and I think we're kind of running into possibly a legacy issue that we had before with the updating of the same type of issue we had with product records. We may be having with customer records and updating specific records and how the default function sets, and then you're passing the data over correctly, but specific things might not be flagged. And then when things get reindexed, the default field isn't coming over correctly. It seems I'm kind of not 100% sure what the issue is, but I think if we try the following, we might be able to at least do the first test and see. So I looked back at all the orders, and I can see here that you go all the way back, and you can see where this is the default addresses, and those are fine. And then at some point, when you guys made those changes, I'm thinking it's probably like February time period. You can see here's the Holland address. So this Holland address is still showing the Pontiac field. And what's kind of interesting is when you come into even this one, the newest one, you've even got the Birmingham address. So something's all jacked up from the default address areas. I looked at all the different addresses and can kind of see that the Birmingham address and obviously the Pontiac address are still in there in the system. So what I suggest is that we go into each of these individual customers, that you are updating. The customer is staying the same, but you're changing, you're changing the addresses and whatever other information you're posting up here. So what I would say we need to do is when you go into the customer record in the back end of Magento, all we got to do is just hit save. We're not gonna do anything yet with the default shipping addresses. Yesterday, what I did was I did change the default, and then I hit save, and then I changed it back, and then I re-indexed. The first time I did it, an update to the site and created an order, was all I did was test the first one. The first one, I didn't make any changes to the system. The address came back wrong. The next time I re-indexed, still wrong. Third time, I went into the customer record like I just said, and I changed the default billing address, and then I changed it back, and then I hit save. I don't think that was what changed it. I think just by saving it, you're flagging it, and then the reindex portion of it will work. So hit save when you come into the customer records. So you're gonna have to probably find out which ones you guys changed like this, and then go into index management and select all, and then reindex data. So what I would do is I would go into all of these Repcolite ones, the ones that have been changed, just hit save on all of them. If this does work, just hit save and then reindex after you're done. Um, if this does not work, which I'm going to ask you guys to run an order and run it, do a test order. The other option is reset the password, and I can do it. But if you're resetting the password, you can just go on to the front end after you reset it and run a fake order through. Once that's done, let me know if that worked. If it didn't work, then we're gonna have to do one more test. But I want to keep this controlled so we can figure out exactly on the Magento end what the issue is. But in this particular case, I if this is the fix, then something's not flagging the indexing when we update the address records. And it can be just because we're missing a specific amount of data that's being pushed in. But I did talk with John Michael, and he did say they are changing the whole address. But once again, let's try this. We'll go from there.